Hey, what's up, everybody? This is kind of hard for me to do. Not used to recording myself. As I've said in some of the other videos I've done before, my biggest thing is I say a lot, and I'm gonna try to work on not doing that, as well as looking at the camera because it's at the top of my phone that I'm using. This is some pretty subpar recording equipment, but here we are. This is something that I've wanted to do all year. Just kind of like a year summary for me. You know, what I've gone through, things that I've learned, and just things like that. It's 2020. This is a year for the books. This is one nobody is ever going to forget. Coronavirus. Kobe Bryant died, and his daughter, the guy that played Boba Fett, passed away. I mean, just 2020, huh? It's been one hell of a year for everybody. 2020 for me started out pretty rough. We'll get right to the worst part for me. Lowest point of my year, one of the lowest points of my life. My dog passed away. I believe it was January 17th. It was a little over 2 weeks into the year. It was very unexpected. He had cancer that I never knew about. And that was more than devastating. It was absolutely terrible. I woke up 4 o'clock in the morning to him peeing blood on my carpet. Took him in first thing in the morning, and about 20 minutes after we got there, found out that he had a tumor in his prostate. His bladder had already burst, and they said that they would be surprised if he could even make it through the night, and that he was in excruciating pain. You know, that's my best friend. You know, how do you take news like that? It's hard. It was hard, but you know, times in life come where you have to make some of the hardest decisions. Definitely not easy, and sometimes, you know, you don't have much time to make decisions like that. And I'm proud to say that without much hesitation, I told him I needed 10 minutes to make some phone calls so Dex could hear a couple people's voices for the last time. And so I could get some reassurance that I was making the right decision. And after a couple phone calls, I laid there on the ground with my best friend as he took his last breaths. Felt his heart beating, and that was it. That's how 2020 started for me. It was rough, you know, walking in the house and not hearing the jingle of his collar, him not being there, laying on the couch right where he always lays, looking for me, laying next to Jeb, not seeing him in the window as he hears my car pulling up. That was, you know, one of the hardest things to get used to the first couple of weeks, if not the first couple of months. Laying in bed at night. Hadn't had to do that by myself in a little over 12 years. That was a hard thing to do. It was one of those things where it was like, it's like a ghost feeling or something, I think is what it's called, when you think you can feel something that's you're so used to, but it's not really there. And I might be getting the terminology a little wrong, but it's a good example is when somebody has like a finger amputated or an arm amputated, toes, etc., and they think they can still feel them, they think they can still move them. That's how it felt. Dexter laid in the same spot in my bed every single night for 12 years, a little over 12 years. And for the first couple nights, it felt like he was there, but I knew he wasn't. You know what I mean? Everybody gives their dog like little scraps here and there. And so one of the biggest eye openers for me was one time, like 4 days after, I had like 2 bites of something left, and I called for him out loud, whistled, and then just put my head down like, son of a bitch. That sucked. But you know, I had some support from some friends, and that, you know, that helped me get through a lot of it. And it could have been a lot worse for me. I made sure before I really let go and lost it, I made sure everybody knew what to do and how to react depending on whatever my, actions were. As dumb as that might sound, I just didn't want to be reckless, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to control myself. And I was able to manage myself pretty well, and I had people making sure I wasn't being left alone. Not any like self-harm, but just breaking things. And I've never been a destructive person, but I knew when the day came that Dex wouldn't be there with me anymore, that I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to handle things, or myself for that matter. But moving on, that was hard, and it's still hard. I see him every day in my head. Sometimes I can still remember the way he feels and the way he smells, weird things like that. I've got his remains, which is really nice. I've got imprints of his paws. I've got his collars. I think I've got one or two of his toys. And every now and then I stumble upon an article of clothing that is still littered with his hair. And, I don't know what to do with him sometimes, because I'm not going to wear it because it has his hair on it, but I'm not going to wipe his hair off because I'm never going to get it back. So, whenever I do come across something like that, I put it with some of his things that I have. So 2020 started out as a real test for me. And it was a test that I did not enjoy. Okay, that was rough. But, I everybody knows I've got a wacky sense of humor, dark humor. And I say things that I shouldn't say because I talk a lot, and, but it's how I cope. But one thing that's helped me a lot, with the passing of Dex, is being able to help my other friends who have had to go through the same thing unexpectedly this year. I know 3 people off the top of my head, or at the top of my head, I only have one, and it's a big one. I know 3 people that I have firsthand been able to help cope and to get through it. It sucks, but I was able to be there for those people. And I believe that those people were able to get through what they had to go through, similar to what I had to go through, a lot better, knowing that they had somebody in their corner to be there to support them, and, to just shed a little light on it, be positive despite the circumstances. So losing my best friend was the worst thing that I've ever had to go through, but I've been able to help people because of it. And so, the memories that I have of Dex are all great. They're all fantastic. And, knowing that I've been able to help other people just kind of makes things a little bit lighter to bear. It's really nice. So that's how my 2020 started. School started not long after that. I had issues with my car. I bought a parts car, low miles, was going to take the engine out of it. 25,800 miles on it. Got the car. Friend John brought the car from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Long story short, pulled the motors out of each car, put the newer one in my car, swapped over all of the necessary parts. And after some weeks of diagnosing and troubleshooting, all the valves in that motor were bent. The car had got hit, and evidently it had jump timing. I had I had somebody let me use their shop for an extended period of time. Really, it was just low rent. He asked me what I thought was fair, which was really cool. Helped him do some cleaning around the shop. So, you know who you are. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for that. Let me use your space, having both my cars there, parting one out and scrapping it and getting my car running. That was really cool, especially considering all of the things that I had going on. Some other things too. So that was really nice. But despite that costing me significantly more money than it ever should have, I now know how to do valve replacement in naturally aspirated Subaru heads, which is cool. So, you learn as you go along. So it's something I'll always be able to do, which is good. So that's, another positive. But car runs great now. pretty excited about that. And got it running again in June, I think, early June, late May, and I've put almost 10,000 miles on the car already. COVID happened. We went on lockdown. I found out on Tuesday at 3 o'clock that I wasn't going to have a job by the end of the night because I was a server at Texas Roadhouse. Technically, I still am. That was hard, going to work for 4 or 5 hours, knowing that at 8:30 we had to close early, that I would no longer have a job. Luckily, I had a little bit of money saved up at the time, so I was going to be good for at least a month while I looked for alternative employment. Well, for once, I had some strings pulled for me, which was really nice, and I was able to locate alternative employment, and I have been there ever since. I am now a union laborer, which is pretty nice. It's doing, I'm doing pretty well, and I'm very thankful for my father helping me with that, and my mother helping me with miscellaneous other things, throughout the year. Now from the rest of the video, I would like to think from now is going to be pretty positive. So, through COVID, in lockdown, you really start to see who you need to be investing your time in. As far as friends are concerned, you see who stays there for you. You see who doesn't. You see who you talk to, despite what's going on, and who you don't, and things like that. And I really saw some of my friends, stick out for me and, really be there for me. And to all of you guys, I am very thankful for, your love and your support, your friendship. And I am very happy that I have you guys in my life. A lot of you guys mean, a lot to me, like brothers and sisters. Shout out to you guys. Another pro for this year. For the first time in 20 years, my 2 older brothers that not many people know that I have, we were able to get together along with our father for the first time ever. As far as I can remember, it's one of the first times we've been together all in the same place at the same time since the late 90s, maybe the early 2000s. So especially the first time in all of our adult life. So that was super cool. My brothers have reconnected with our father, and a lot has been learned, a lot has been talked about. And so that's really nice. We're building relationships that we've never really had a chance to have. I'm close with my brothers for the most part. I don't see them every day or talk to them every day, but, talking to them 30 times a year is much better than talking to them twice in the last 20. So that's really exciting. I'm really thankful for that. Another big thing for me, I knew immediately after losing Dex, I knew no matter what, I wanted another dog. 12 years of nothing but loyal companionship and friendship and fun. And then, some mishaps with, accidents in the house or tearing up the trash, which really suck. I knew I wanted another dog, bar none. I had to suck it up for 15 minutes. Excruciating pain, but the trade-off for the years and years of friendship was absolutely worth it. And about 8 months after I lost Dexter, I got a puppy named Bennett. He's an Airedale Terrier. I'm not sure how crazy I'm gonna go with editing this whole video, but if I don't half-ass it, here's a picture of Bennett. He's great. He's a shithead. I call him shithead, but I love him. He's great, and I needed him, and I'm happy I have him. What else? Not long after getting Bennett, I was able to buy my first home at 23 years old with no help, really. A little help here and there, but for the most part, on my own. No cosigner or anything. I bought a house. Heck yeah. Pretty excited on that one, actually. Here we are. It's great. The kitchen is tiny, but I live alone, so it's all right. I wasn't sure, being a social person, how I was going to like living alone. It's not that bad. I do get bored sometimes. I wish I had somebody just to shoot the, shit with, but it's okay. It's okay. I enjoy it. The house is nice. Has all of the little things I want. Central air. I love it. A dishwasher, which is down here. You can't see it. Fantastic. 2.5 car garage. Muy bien. It's fantastic. big backyard fenced in for the dog. I mean, I couldn't have gotten luckier finding this house, especially if you know how the whole process went for me, not having the highest bid and then something going on with those people and then me getting it because of a letter I wrote. Like, a lot of things added up to me being able to have this house, and I'm very thankful for that. And I had a lot of great help from shit. Bring it back. I had a lot of great help from two people for buying this house. My mortgage guy, Pete Schlegel. Pete, I hope I'm saying your name right if you actually end up watching this video. And one of my best friends, Sam Oler. He's a real estate agent. Those guys helped me out. Sam helped me get this house, lock the deal down when some things were coming up with the original buyer. And Pete, not sure how he did it. Guy's a magician. Fantastic interest rate. I won't go into all of that. That's not what we're here for, but fantastic. So if you need a real estate agent or, finance guy, let me know. I'll get you in touch with either of those guys. They're fantastic. But yeah, the year's been crazy. I paid off my STI 9 months early. I've been able to save a little bit of money. I paid off a lot on my credit card. My credit's gone up even with buying the house. It's just, this year's been a big struggle for a lot of people. And it didn't start out so well for me. And I still have my low points on not a daily basis. Some days are better than others, but I've been pretty blessed considering the circumstances of what's been going on in the world. I had it's been the worst, best year of my life, which is so weird to say. Yeah, it's weird to say, but I mean, it sucked. The first 5 months of this year, they sucked. They really, really sucked. But I learned a lot from those first 5 months. I learned a lot about the world. I learned a lot about the people that I surrounded myself with. And I learned a lot about me and who I am, the person that I want to be moving forward, and things like that. Yeah. I learned about the kind of people I want to surround myself with. If I find a girlfriend, I don't want to settle. I don't want to be walked on or walked all over, things like that. I want somebody that's going to care about me the way I care about them. That goes for a relationship or friendship or, even my family. I give a lot of emotion to people and a lot of my time to people, and it's not always returned. I don't ask for much from people, I don't think. If you know me and I am a needy bitch, like, okay, then tell me. That's fine. But I just would like to see more of what I give out, kind of giving back, because I need people sometimes, I don't know. I just want a little bit more from people. So, with me really recognizing things like that now, I've tried to become more aware of the people that I'm surrounding myself with, and the girls that I, talk to sometimes. I try to be a little bit more picky, and yeah, I have days where, I'm not as good at it, and I have days where I'm better at it, where, I might feel like I'm being an asshole, but I know that if I don't be that way, I'm gonna just let somebody in that's not gonna treat me well. And I'm not used to kind of standing up for myself in situations like that, but I'm getting better at it, I think, and I'm trying to. Let's see, I've met some good people this year. Let's see, there's a lot of good people that had COVID not happen, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I would still be renting a bedroom in a shitty house, a nice area with some, good people. But now I'm just doing so much better. I've met a lot of great people that, have helped me just be positive or help me get further and get to where I need to be, get my cars running and just be happier with myself. So I thought this would be a multiple part video, but I honestly, that's a lot of what 2020 has been for me. There's not been much traveling. Stayed in the cabin for a couple days with a really good friend of mine. Shout out Tori. Thank you for that. Today was the first day this weekend was the first weekend that I've gone home, home in 1 year. Because the last time I went home, last Christmas, Dexter was going crazy the entire time, and I was very sick out of nowhere, and I think that was Dexter trying to tell me something was wrong. But I had a bad taste in my mouth, kind of sandbagged on going back this whole year, just because I had no desire, didn't care, didn't really have any feelings towards it. But I went back, kind of faced that fear. It was great, fantastic trip home, really relaxing. And I'm glad that I ended my year out kind of facing a big fear of mine, which was home. And it shouldn't be that, but it was for me. It was a demon that I had to face. So, 2020 recap in a nutshell. Dog died. That sucked. Car problems, other personal problems, but, making friends all, throughout all. And then just working my ass off. A lot of hours. If you're close to me, you know how many hours that I've been working. A lot of time, a lot of good time spent around good people. Not a lot of people, because I haven't been trying to surround myself with too many people because of COVID, obviously. And just it's been the best worst year of my life. And moving into 2021, I want to carry this momentum of positivity and moving forward, trying to get where I want to be in life. Never stop grinding, always keep trying, looking for the next best thing. No complacency. I don't get complacent. I try not to get complacent. I don't like it. I always want to move forward. I'm working on moving forward. I've got some plans for next year. Not going to be happening overnight, but we'll see. But I hope anybody that even watches this video, can see back to some hardships that they've gone through, but the positives that have came out of it. COVID and everything, lockdown, being stuck at home, quarantining, it's all sucked. But what are some pros that have came out of it? I want everybody to kind of think back to those things. And if you've had a great year, look towards some of your friends or family that might not have had as good of a year, that have been, having health issues, financial issues, relationship issues, just mental issues, anything, be there for them the way, maybe somebody was there for you, or the way you wanted somebody to be there for you. That's what happened with me, and I try to be there for as many people as I can. Just don't spread yourself too thin. Remember, you have to love yourself and take care of yourself. But 2020, you have been one crazy bitch. I can't say I'm gonna miss you. I'm not gonna say I'm really thankful for you, but it was a ride. And we'll see what this next year brings. And everybody just keep moving forward. Good luck. Good luck. If you're watching this, odds are we're probably friends, or we have been somewhere along the line. And if you need anything, let me know. I will help within reason. And yeah. So let's see how well I oh, that's good. Tori, that new coffee is great. Let's see Let's see how 2021 goes, everybody. Thank you. Man, no, that coffee's really good.